Happy birthday to Zane G. What's going on? 35 years old. Our friend at the top of the chat page right now is having a birthday. Welcome, everyone, to your Sunday night watch-along. We're watching Backlash 1999 tonight because this coming Saturday is Backlash 2023. So what a perfect watch-along, what better watch-along, I should say, to do on the go-home Sunday than the very first Backlash ever, headlined by Stone Cold Steve Austin against The Rock, rematch from WrestleMania 15. I was at that pay-per-view, and this is also going to mark the final pay-per-view match of Owen Hart and a few other pretty cool-looking things on this card as well. So we're watching Backlash all the way back in 1999 tonight. Hope you guys are having a great weekend and a great Sunday. We are in the middle of 3 straight days of streaming here on the channel. We did the big 2.5-hour Winged Eagle podcast yesterday, and we're going to be back tomorrow night after Raw to detail and discuss and unpack night 2 of the WWE draft and figure out where everybody is going to land, at least for right now. And we'll talk more about the title situation, Backlash, Night of Champions, all that stuff tomorrow night. But this evening, we are going to just kick back and relax, watch a 24-year-old pay-per-view, Backlash 1999. I have a few memories of this. In terms of the main event, I know that the Smoking Skull belt is involved here, even though Austin won the title at WrestleMania. I think The Rock was still in possession of the Smoking Skull. He pretended to throw it over a bridge or something. Then he had it. They did the funeral segment on Raw on the go home to this, I believe. I remember a lot of that stuff, but some of the other details about this card, I don't really remember much about. So it should be fun discussing it. And I'm glad to see so many of the familiar faces in here, like the birthday boy Zane G and William. And We Are Pro Wrestling. Glad you're here in case I got any questions. Mike Rouse is in the house. Vash Starwind, the OG, JJ Leg, Tatanani, Ray Fran, Smitty, BK Esquire, William Cullen, Ray Frand, Chris, James Williams in the house. Good to see you, my friend. We got Dre. We have George Morris chiming in with his token $5. Hey, Greg, how are you doing? And how is Tito? Backlash 99, 10 out of 10. Very sad. This was Owen's last pay-per-view. My cat Strudel, very aggravated and hissing. We'll tell Strudel to chill out. It's Sunday. Usually we like to relax on Sunday. We are not trying to be aggravated in hissing. So just let Strudel know who's boss, but also let him know that you still love him, you know? But good luck to Strudel, changing his mood for the rest of the day. Backlash 99. Part of the reason why we haven't gotten to this one yet is because I never in my head considered it a 10 out of 10, but we will find out at the end of this show what I thought of it. Also good to see Jet the Hawk. We have Mike, Nicola, K-Dogs, Kennels in the house as well. Very happy to see you. WWE fan for life, now and forever. We got Deshaun Robinson. I'm kind of mixing up regular subscribers with members here. I'm just kind of trying to say hello to everybody. Kenny Bell, JB is back. Justin Kong Lang is here as well. Good to see you, my friend. Ben Espinoza in the house. Fox Star Killer, Brandon McNeil, Angie. It has been a while. Where have you been? Glad you're here to kick back and watch some 1999 wrestling with us. And that pretty much rounds it out from what I can tell in the chat. So you guys all know the drill. We watch these pay-per-views on Peacock. So what you're supposed to do is go over to Peacock right now, pull up Backlash 1999, excuse me. You're going to want to go to Backlash Season 1, Episode 1. Runtime, according to Peacock, is 2 hours, 39 minutes, and 42 seconds. So a pretty quick pay-per-view here. And we will all hit play together. And the only thing that has changed from previous weeks is the timer is no longer above my head. The timer is now right here. So once we hit play together, everything will start to run. You just sync up, follow along with the timer. And if we have any interruptions or any problems, the timer is our friend. So we can all watch along together. That's how we do it here. Other than that, pretty self-explanatory, pretty easy. The only thing I want out of you guys is a like on this video. Keep sending comments in the chat and make sure you are subscribed if you're not a subscriber. If you'd like to support the channel even more, memberships are open. Lots of good stuff coming there, including a couple of really fun members-only watch-alongs this month. Or, I'm sorry, May. It's almost this month. Starting tomorrow, which is May 1st, right? May has got a couple of really fun videos coming for the members, and it's going to be quite the summer up around here. So during my gum flapping, hopefully you guys have gone over to your Peacocks, pulled up Backlash 1999, and if you got to get any ads watched or get any of that shit done, go ahead and get that out of the way. Don't skip any intros or anything like that. We just all hit play together, and we just roll with it. That's how it works. So cheers to you. If you got a cold one open, I do. Big 805 that I already opened before I went live because I was thirsty and I needed something in my mouth. It's a funny choice of words. Also, I was going to eyeball any NBA playoffs, but the Golden State Warriors knocked off the Sacramento Kings earlier on today. And I think there was another game as well. It doesn't look like anything we really need to keep our eye on tonight. So if you guys do have your eyeball on an NBA or NHL playoff game for any reason, you guys can keep us updated with the score there. But since Golden State and Sacramento got done so quick, I don't have anything pulled up on the TV here at all. So that is the deal, and hopefully you guys are ready to rock on hitting the play button. So let me get myself queued up and ready to go. And it is about time for Backlash 1999. We're going to do a countdown from 3, and then we will hit play together. I just got to get my shit situated. Okay. Greg's ready to rock if you guys are. What do you think? You ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Play. Nice. We nailed it. All right, we got our good old school WWE scratch signature intro that I've always loved. All right. Backlash 99. Mike, Tito's doing great. He's fast asleep right under my feet right now. He'll probably be moving around, fucking around with my wires and shit as we move on through the show. Arrogant. I like these old opening video packages. They were all so fun. There we go. I accidentally hit pause by accident, so I just had to get myself resynced. We good. We are good. Yeah, I missed this guy doing the voiceover. I think he passed away years ago, but he was one of the ones they used the most. Forget his name. Now, I was at WrestleMania 15 in Philly, and we watched Backlash 2000, last year, I think. And we remember how different that story would be with Austin and The Rock, or Austin actually coming out and helping The Rock beat Triple H for the title. But that would not be the case tonight. It is curious, though, that Mankind was kind of on the cover for this pay-per-view. So, months before this, just a couple months before this, he was WWE champion. So I'm wondering if they had planned to have him in the main event here, maybe as champion or challenging or something before WrestleMania if they changed their minds. But it felt like it was going to be Austin and Rock the whole time. But it was enough to make Mankind kind of the focal point of this. It's in Providence, huh? Weird music for Backlash. And Jim Ross. All right, so Shane dropped a bombshell on Sunday Night Heat that Rock and Austin will be no holds barred tonight. So in these days, Chris, are you in the chat? You tweeted me today and said that you were in the fourth row for Sunday Night Heat. So was this before? Were you at the pay-per-view then, or just Sunday Night Heat? Or was this when they were still taping Sunday Night Heats? Because I know for a while there, Sunday Night Heats were acting as basically the pre-show. They would run live, and then you'd go right into the pay-per-view, right? But I don't recall when that started. So maybe Sunday Night Heat was still a taped thing here. Oh, Mike, you were at Backlash 2001 in Kansas City. We just watched that a couple of weeks ago, right? Cool. So we got the Brood in action to open things up. We could have definitely opened up the pay-per-view with worse, that's for sure. Huh, yeah, We Are Pro Wrestling. When I was making the thumbnail for this, or maybe it was the countdown screen, one or the other, I forgot which one. And there was the Backlash logo that I was using had an In Your House thing underneath it, and I removed it because I'm like, I don't think this thing was called an In Your House. So yeah, a lot of the Backlash logos that I found had that In Your House thing attached to it, so I just took it out. Oh, that's right. We're right on the right in the beginning of the Ministry of Darkness. We're just a few weeks away from the Higher Power reveal, which would be a huge mess. And Undertaker is really starting to get into his creepiness here. He had already kidnapped Stephanie. I think that's why he's facing Shamrock tonight. And I think we've already had the burning teddy bear by now. I think. Look at this. Whipping Christian. And they said, okay, I was about to say, wasn't Brood in the ministry? So the Brood has left the ministry, I guess. That was pretty fast. So it's Midian and the Acolytes against Edge, Christian, and Gangrel. That's our opening 6-man. Okay, Chris. So you were at the pay-per-view then. Okay, so you were all okay. So this was when they were doing Sunday Night Heat prior to. That's what I thought. I think the way you worded it on Twitter made me think that maybe you weren't at the pay-per-view, but that's cool. All right, we got Midian and Christian doing a crawl off here. JB, appreciate that 5, man. I was in high school when this pay-per-view aired. I was a massive corporate rock stan, remembering staying up until 4 a.m. to watch this in the UK. That's crazy, Jay. Yeah, my buddy Daniel, who I watched most of these shows with, he was a Rock stan too. And I liked The Rock, but I was more in Austin's camp. And corporate Rock was great. He was already getting over. That's why I think the next night on Raw, he officially turns babyface. I think that's where Shane slaps him, but that was really, really telegraphed. You could tell even before WrestleMania that Rock was going to be face the minute he dropped that title, because fans were already starting to cheer him. They were already digging his promos, loving his work. And we got that taste of it before the Survivor Series, but then he went heel at Survivor Series. But that would be a pretty short heel run there. He'd be babyface the very next night. And then Austin and Rock would largely be on good terms until we got to WrestleMania 17. Ray watched this when he was 7. So I would have been 22 during this show. I was at the previous year's April pay-per-view at Unforgiven, and I would attend in 2 months. 2 months later, I would attend King of the Ring. In 99, I attended 3 pay-per-views that year. Bradshaw teeing off on Gangrel. Oh, you picked up a Mankind shirt at this show? Oh, those good old Attitude Era Day merch stands, man. Whew. It was a madhouse. I stood in line on some of the very, very, very first merch tables ever that had Austin merchandise, and just watching fans. They were selling out. All their extra larges would sell out first, and then the larges would go. And then usually by the time you got up there, all they had left was small. I always loved Gangrel's reversals, the way he'd do that little hop. He's always done that. I don't recall the build. So this is Providence. So this is probably the same building that Royal Rumble 94 was in, the one with Undertaker, right? Do I have that right? We Are Pro Wrestling? Mike, you turn 46 this coming Saturday. Well, I mean, if you make it that far, I mean, you're already 46. Do you really think you can make it 6 more days? 46 is old, man. You can pretty much go at any time. You know, once you reach, 46, that's usually, it could happen on any day. I'm not there yet. I'm only 45, so I don't have it as bad as you, but should be preparing for the end, you know? It's just science and reality is all it is. Okay, Civic Center in Providence. Rhode Island might be one state I've never visited. I don't think I've ever been there. I've been to Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, New York. Never hit Rhode Island. Yeah, shout out to Teddy Long. Damn, we got birthdays all over the place. It's Zane, it's Jay Lambo, Mike, 35, 29, 40, 46. Ages are all over the place. Oh, big shoulder tackle. So funny seeing all these guys so young. I mean, Edge is just getting started here. Same with Christian. How old were you at this show, Chris? Crowd seems a little quiet to me. Jay Lambo, don't worry about it. 30's nothing. I didn't sweat my 30th at all. We had a big, huge party, big beach party for my 30th. I think the day before my birthday, I just went and ran a mile, just as a FU to 30. Like, this ain't gonna hurt me. So 30 didn't really bother me too much. Damn, Chris, you were 7 or 6. Just a little snot in the crowd there somewhere in Providence, buying mankind shirts. Probably got chocolate all over your face. You're a mess out there, Chris. All hopped up on Mountain Dew or whatever the fuck is at the concession stands. You know you were. Don't be fronting. Mike, yeah, there's been a big pay-per-view in San Diego. The one where Chris Jericho beat Austin and The Rock. Vengeance 01. There's been a few others as well, but that's one that sticks out to me. But I've never been to a pay-per-view here in San Diego. I've never attended one. I will be at AEW Dynamite next month, making its first trip to San Diego. Ooh. As Phineas Godwin goes low on Edge. Yeah, 40's not the greatest, but these days, 40's nothing. You just don't want to be 46 like Mike. Then, it's over. But 40's not so bad. I definitely didn't enjoy it turning 40, but it's all about how you feel. Age is a number. If you feel old, tired, and like shit when you're in your late 20s, yeah, you might have some problems, but yo, Zach. Zach in the house. What's up, man? Appreciate you being here, my friend. Thanks for the 5. What's up, Greg? Great choice for the watch along. One of 99's best pay-per-views for sure. My second favorite Austin Rock match in the main as well. Yeah, this one was pretty good, and I think it was probably better than WrestleMania because, Austin forgot his shit, and, it blows my mind. I was at 3 pay-per-views in 1999, and they all sucked. Mania 15, King of the Ring, and Unforgiven. None of them were very good. One of the worst Hell in the Cell matches ever. The Kennel from Hell match. One of the most unremarkable King of the Rings. Like, literally nothing. Edge in his early 20s. Not anymore, JR. I, at the time, also was in my early 20s. Not anymore. The crowd is just not as hot as I'm needing them to be for an Attitude Era show. You don't feel that, it doesn't have that feeling of electricity. Like, usually fans are super hot for the opening match, and it's not like they're totally dead or anything. It's just they don't feel jacked like a lot of crowds can during this time. Oh. I kind of forget who the baby faces are. Okay, I think Brood's the baby faces. Nice. Edge with a missile drop kick to Bradshaw. Christian almost got a near fall there. Christian wearing the puffy shirt. I still don't get it. No, Viscera. Jeez. Like, is that a rib to dress somebody that size who has to do things physical in, hot leather? That's it. Viscera gets, with the assist, gets the job done for the Ministry. Heels winning the opening match. Interesting start. Yeah, he really did. Look at that grill on Viscera. Rest in peace, Mabel. I'm glad he got another run around this time. And hell, he'd get another run after that, right? The Big Daddy V nonsense. All right. Yo, Fox Star Killer. Very generous $20 drop there. Thank you so much, man. Well, according to YouTube, Rock 316 AE, the actual plan was to have Rock and Austin feud long-term into the summer of 99, but the fans adoring Rock despite all efforts to keep him heel forced a change of plans. I could kind of buy that. Hardcore Halley and Al Snow, hardcore title. All right, that's up next. That might explain why, Mankind was on the cover of this thing and they might want to stretch out Rock and Austin. But, man, you could tell that Rock was over. Even at WrestleMania 15 that year, I was way up in the upper deck and Rock cut like a backstage promo where he was just doing his typical Rock stuff. And back in those days, they didn't have the big screen. They just had the centerpiece thing that hung above basketball arenas and shit. And so we were watching it up there and everybody around us in our section are just laughing and cheering and singing along. That was when Rock was doing it. This ain't sing along with the Rock, and he was doing the, thing and all that. And people were just loving it, eating it up. And I remember thinking that night that he's probably going to be a babyface after Rock beat, because Austin beating Rock was pretty much a guarantee. You knew Austin was going to win the title. And I remember thinking consciously after that, like, Rock's probably going to be a babyface after this, because how can you not be? And they would do it. They would do the rematch here, and then tomorrow night, that would be it. But I could maybe understand them having that intent at first to stretch it, and then realizing that, man, fans are cheering him too much. Oh, nice, Chris. You ordered the rerun on Tuesday. That's right. They would do the encores, I believe, for the same price. I feel like if they lowered the price of that, they might get more for it, but you could always buy it again. Actually, that probably wouldn't be a good idea. If you offered a lower price, some people might wait to see if the pay-per-view was any good or not, and then get it and to save money or whatever, but I don't know. I'm glad we don't have to worry about that, at least right now, unless WWE goes back to a pay-per-view format, which they might. Bob Holly was always just in solid shape. All right, Al Snow and Bobby Holly. This should be nice, or should be fun, I should say. Yo, shout out to my buddy James Williams, fellow SoCal boy. Thank you for the $5, my friend. I'm curious why we don't hear many Mabel Viss road stories. Have you heard any before? No. Who rode with him? I'm curious of that. Could you imagine just riding with him? Like, the poor guy, he's a lot like Andre. Just getting into a normal seat or doing anything normal must have been a huge pain in the ass. Like, imagine him on a plane. He would definitely need 2 seats. There's no way he'd be able to fit in one of those. You'd have to get a pretty big car, and he'd either have to sit in the back or probably ride like this the whole way. I've not heard any. I'm curious myself. I mean, I have a shitload of shoot interviews, and we've listened to tons of podcasts. I've never heard any. It'd be something maybe worth a YouTube search. See how many Viscera Mabel road stories come about. Don't even totally know what kind of, person he was. Nobody's ever spoke badly of Mabel other than, maybe Kevin Nash, where he got mad at him for hurting him at SummerSlam. But in terms of his personality, attitude type of thing, I've never heard anything bad about Viscera, but I've never heard anything good either. I've never heard anything. And I don't know why that is. Dude had multiple runs. He's definitely memorable. Bob Holly's got a jug of water. Ooh. Oh, and Al Snow's busted open. Ooh, he's busted open bad, too. Jesus. Got a lot in his hair. All right, now they're into the crowd. Well, Mike, Greg Gagne gets a pass because his dad was Vern Gagne. If my dad was Vern Gagne, I'd live to 100 too, but our dads aren't Vern Gagne, so we're subject to, just normal nature. When I was a kid, the Ouija board told me I was going to die when I was 56, and I've always remembered that. So we'll see what happens in 10 years. 11 years, excuse me. I'll be celebrating my 24th year on YouTube. But I won't see 25 because apparently that's going to be curtains for old Greg. Nice moonsault off the barricade. No, he was not. He was already bleeding before he got hit with the water jug. So I didn't catch it. I was talking, but he's probably a post shot or something. He was off camera for a long time, so he's probably blading off camera there. But by the time he got hit with the a hockey stick, because when you put things under a ring, you can't not have a hockey stick there, because what if you want to play hockey? If you go live on Monday Night Raw and you want to shoot some penalty shots, but you can't because the idiot production guy forgot to put hockey sticks under the ring, you can lose your job for that. So props to the WWE production team for having all their bases covered. Not production team, ring crew. Production crew, I mean. I remember the first time I realized, I was probably like 7 watching wrestling. You know, that was probably about the age that I realized that they were stomping their feet when they were punching. And I was like, oh, you know, like it kind of makes noise when they do that. Oh, frying pans? Those are like cast irons. And we got a table. And it doesn't look like a prefab gimmicked table. This looks like a real table from backstage. Yeah, Jim Ross says it's a lunchroom table. Looks about as old as the one he ate off of in Oklahoma. It's stupid. Like you should never lose the advantage in a match because you were busy setting up a table. Like first ever Clash of Champions would be a good one. That would be a good one for members only, I think. I'd be down for members only one of those. Elizabeth's going to be with me for our next members only watch along, and we already know what we're going to do. We're going to do the Monday Night Raw from July of '94 with the Brett and 1-2-3 Kid match. She picked that one, hand selected by Elizabeth. So she's going to join me. I was thinking we were going to do that next Sunday, but I'm not sure if we're going to be able to or not because we have other things going on. So might be the week after that. I still think Sundays is the best day to do these on. So it's either going to be next week or the week after. I'll let you guys know. But that'll be during the day for members, and we'll still do our normal watch along at night. All right, they are backstage now. This isn't the pay-per-view where they wound up in the river, right? I think that was earlier on in the year. Or this might be the one where they're in the river. Fucking cops. Get away from those cops. I like how they just casually walk away. Look, there's Slaughter over there, a few more referees. It's the kitchen, and we got water. We got a water hose. Oh, and he dropped the porcelain sink. Down it goes. Is this the one where they wind up outside in the river, or what? Do I have that wrong? I think that's like 2 pay-per-views before this is where the river thing happened, but maybe I'm wrong. This shit was 24 years ago. They're going outside, so. Yeah. St. Valentine's. I was right. I said 2 pay-per-views earlier. So WrestleMania, then St. Valentine's. Look at me knowing shit. Look at Greg knowing his stuff. We All Pro Wrestling. We don't even need you. Get out of here. I got this. And then I say that, and then 5 minutes later, I'll forget a major, major fact. And I'll need help again. I do love how the cops are just chilling. Fucking racist cops. Two white people come brawling right by him. They don't do anything. But if it was Ron Simmons and Viscera, they probably would have shot them both. I'm kidding. Oh, they're out there by the trash. Ooh, I can smell it. I've been in the restaurant business for 30 years. I've had my share of nothing's worse than throwing something in the dumpster and then closing the lid, and then the lid blows the hot air into your face. It's just, it's lovely. It's a lovely smell. Okay, so the Valentine's Day Massacre had rivers. This has dumpsters. I think I'd prefer rivers. Both are nasty, but what's funny is like this doesn't seem like it could be gimmicked. Like this looks like real garbage. Like their dumpster is really that full. Like the trash guy needs to come. I hope it comes on Monday mornings because this shit's full. That's not worked trash. That's shoot trash. It could have easily been cut. I always knew Al Snow was white trash. Did anybody here actually buy into Bob Holly being a badass? I kind of did. I wouldn't mess with Bob Holly. He's a Southern boy. I don't think he was as much of a dick as maybe JBL, but I definitely think he had an attitude to him. And I've never heard of any physical altercation where someone's gotten the better of Bob. So, and I've heard a lot of people speak about him in shoot interviews, wrestlers that shared locker rooms with him. So I don't know why they would go out of their way to lie about him being a tough guy. God, they're in the production truck. What are you guys doing? But you guys might accidentally shoot off the pyro. Oh, that is a Pontiac Bonneville. That exact car, that white version of that sat in my mom drove that when I was a teenager. 1993 Pontiac Bonneville. That's my mom's car, Jerry Lawler, and they just messed it up. And then my grandmother, who lived in Florida, she liked my mom's car so much that they bought one for themselves in Florida for my super old grandma and grandpa, but they never drove it. So when they died, when my grandfather died first in 2005, they had that car for about 12 years. Okay, they had the car for 12 years, and I think it had 50,000 miles on it. 12 years, 50,000 miles. Because they never, I mean, anywhere they had to go, 1 mile to church, 1 mile to this place, 1 mile to the drugstore, 1 mile to Walmart. Like, old people don't need to do nothing. So they had that car the whole time, didn't put any miles on it. Oh, now those things are heavy. Al Snow's under one of those ramps that you would pull out of like a, oh God, like a loading truck, like a U-Haul truck or something. Jesus. What's that noise? Look at Slaughter. Who else can we see back there? All right, they're going back outside. No, they're going back to the arena now. Finally, Jesus. There they are, right through Gorilla, right through the front entrance. I remember that Bob Holly cut on his back. Why did I think that was against Test? I don't know why I thought that was against Test, but I guess it was against RVD, says Zach. I remember that. Oh, nice, Zach. Bought your car in 06 with 25K and you still have it? That is what, fucking 17 years ago? Holy shit. Buying a car with under 50K is pretty good. It's kind of like buying a virtually new car. It can last you forever. I drove one car for 12 years, my Pontiac G6. I drove that thing. I bought it brand new in 2007 and drove it until 2019 and finally got rid of it. But I only had like 130,000 miles on it or something. It wasn't even that bad. It was just time to go. All right, Holly is on this really, really gnarly 1950s lunchroom table. Snow's going up. Ooh. Dre, damn, 350,000 miles. Yeah, your car might explode. I don't even want to tell y'all what I got on mine. I just passed 8,000 miles is all I have on my car. Mm. Damn, I'm sorry. I'm wrong about that. It's not 8, it's 2. I think my first car I put. Oh, that's the wrong way to take that bump. God damn. Oh, you don't see many. I mean, that was a suplex through the table, but the table was long ways. Oh my God, that is such a. I'm surprised the legs don't puncture through the. Well, they did, I guess. They puncture through the mat. Yeah, I actually think I'm getting my last 2 cars confused because I totaled my car in right before Thanksgiving and got a brand new car. So, and there was no miles on it. So I don't think I've put 8,000, but 2,000 or 3,000 sounds about right. I got to look at it, but whatever it is, it ain't much. But I had only 10,000 on the car that I totaled. Cody got himself over in Paris saying WWE should run a PPV over there. Yeah, they should. I saw the very touching chants and for Baron Corbin. I mean, overseas tours have got to be a nightmare for the talent, but they also have to be really fun because those fans are just on something different over there. They're just way more appreciative and have way more fun, it feels like, than some cities here in the States. Al Snow's got head. After all of these weapons, head is going to be the one to end this match? Come on. So Al Snow wins. Good for him. But these guys wrestled in the back around dumpsters, every weapon imaginable, steel, objects, iron pipes, forklifts. Cops had guns on them. You had everything in the world backstage. Porcelain sinks. And what does Bob Holly, tough Bob Holly in, is a fucking mannequin head that Al Snow does God knows what with behind closed doors. Maybe Head is the hardcore champion. All right. There's Austin. Nice fanny pack. Did you bring your vest this time? I hope you did. Godfather and Goldust. It's tough seeing Godfather with that Intercontinental title because you know what's about to happen next month. I'm impressed. You've pleased me. Of our higher power. I'm curious, did they know here that the higher power was going to be Vince? I've always believed that they made the announcement of the higher power with the belief that they would be able to come up with somebody really interesting by the time the reveal came. And then when they couldn't, it was like, let's just do Vince. But I don't know. If they had that shit planned months out, that's just baffling. Higher power. I think that's what he said. Higher power. Higher power. Oh, the Blue Meanie. This is before the JBL beatdown at many years later at One Night Stand. I did like the Ministry's theme song. They were great. My favorite Undertaker theme song was, I mean, aside from his original, was the 98 version. Like the summer of 98 version that he used. The one on WWF Volume 3. That's my favorite. That's badass. And Ministry's pretty good too. It's a version of that. Just a little less metal-y, I guess. I mean, Goldust and Blue Meanie, what? How long did Blue Meanie, I don't even know why I'm being a jerk and assuming they're no longer together. I'm just going to assume that. Blue Meanie, I forget her name. He was married or dated a porn star, right? Are they still together? Like mother, like son. Look at that airbrush job. Oh, they're doing the Sable thing. Oh, he's going to do Sable's grind. When is Sable gone? Is she already had her issue? She wrestled WrestleMania 15. I don't know if by now she was already kind of on the outs, and in a few weeks she'd appear in the front row of Nitro. You are ho friendly. Hey, he's got none. Oh, yes, right. He used to come out and oh man, I got a great story. The house party. It was just look at the ladies. I like the tall one. I was somewhere with friends after work one night. We're at somebody's house. There was a bunch of people over there, but I don't think it was like a party. It just kind of happened. And it was close to Halloween or something, and somebody mentioned being a pimp or whatever. And I said, I've got I went out to my car, got this WWF CD, put it in the stereo, and put it on Godfather's music. And they were like, how the hell did you have pimp music in your car? But it was perfect. I'm like, if you're going to be a pimp for Halloween, you should dance around to this music on the streets. Good Lord. Now, I have interacted with some of the Godfather's ladies before and ran into a few of them after the show. And I guess what they do is they just hit up all the gentlemen's clubs in whatever town they're in and say, send us the best you got. We'll put them on TV, and they do. And I think that's how they get these jobs and these gigs. At least that's what they told us in the Waffle House that night. I remember asking them, are you the hose? And they said, yes, we are. We are the hose. We weren't offended at all. Blue Meanie, you can't see this. What you people think? They got some tall ones in there. I'm a sucker for the tall ones because I'm tall. Pimping these hoes nationwide. There are cops backstage. Do you want to like keep this on the DL? Stands for down low, in case you didn't know. She's fat. PH fat. Why? Oh, they don't like No Scrubs. What year did No Scrubs come out? Had to have been before 99. No Scrubs didn't come out in 99, did it? No, No Scrubs came out in like 97. I'm going to guess 97 on No Scrubs, maybe 96. I love TLC. They were all so hot, especially that chili. I was always down with chili. Oh, Jerry Lawler, I want to reach through the screen and punch your snot locker. God, I hate you. An old white man like Lawler in his late 50s should never be saying baby got back, ever. It shouldn't even float across his perverted brain. All right, Goldust and up, Gold, watch out. Godfather, this is an Intercontinental title match. I didn't love at the time what they were doing with the IC title. I thought they were doing a lot of hot potatoing. I know in 99 alone, you had, I think, what, maybe Shamrock, Road Dogg, Godfather, and I think Goldust too. Didn't Goldust hold the title for a little while in early 99? Felt like there was just a lot of guys holding the title. I don't recall if Goldust got back to the title after holding it 3 years earlier. Spaz Phoenix. Shout out to Spaz. Thank you, man, for the $11. Go shoot Spaz some love on his YouTube channel. Cheap plug, I got trailer reactions for the next Hunger Games and the next Godzilla vs. Kong movie. There's been multiple of those, as well as a breakdown of draft night 1, including the supplemental draft from yesterday. Cheers. Go check out Spaz for some draft breakdown and some Godzilla versus Aja Kong and some Hunger Hearst Helmsley games. He's got it all over there on YouTube. Check him out. Oh, it did come out in 99? Son of a bitch. I thought it was before then. Well, then what the hell came out in 97? Or 96? Maybe that was the Fudgies. They were really over. Lauryn Hill. They were good too. I like the Fudgies. We want O's. It does suck. I mean, it makes me mad sometimes knowing that Left Eye Lopez and Aaliyah should both be here. What gorgeously beautiful, hot older women they would be today, tearing up the charts. It's unfair, man. Remember when Left Eye burned down Andre Rison's house? Holy shit. We got an FBI informant in the Fudgies? See, I didn't know about that. Okay, so this is Goldust's final WWF pay-per-view appearance during the Attitude Era. I was wondering when he would bounce. I mean, they would be doing that 7 shit pretty soon in WCW, right? And then he would be gone from WWE until after the buyout, and he would come back in 2002, where he would stay for a little while. Then he would get fired in the plane ride from hell, right? I think. And then he would come back again and do the do the Booker T shit. And he would have a few stints. And then I think he would come back again many years later and team with Cody and all that stuff. So Dustin is one of those guys like Marty, Jannetty, and what's this, Powder? And a lot of other guys who have just been in the company several different times. They've been hired like 5 times each. I want to say Dustin Rhodes and Marty Jannetty. I'm trying to think who else have had so many different runs. Right in his face. I know Bulldog had 3 runs in the company. Ooh. Poor Goldust can't see what the fuck. Oh, nice. Godfather just leaned him right into Blue Meanie. I liked Aaliyah because we were from the same town in Michigan. Goldust can't even see that. Even if you have that shit in your eye, there's no way you would think that that was God. And this is going to be the finish, isn't it? Nope. Oh, oh, big headbutt to the jewels of Goldie. This is the smug smark in me during these days did not like these matches. I didn't mind these matches. It was more these matches with the Intercontinental title being on the line. I mean, I still considered that and Godfather retains. I still consider that the Brett Perfect Shawn Steamboat Savage title, and to see it contested with hose and baby powder and blue meanies just wasn't for me. And apparently the plan was to put that belt on the Blue Blazer. Look at him picking up the hose. Up here, baby. God, I love Charles Wright. I got a great video of Godfather, Rikishi, and Ron Simmons having a little conversation at WrestleCon. They're having a good old time. Okay, I'm just realizing too, they would spice up this Godfather theme with a little more, I don't know what you call musical people, help me out. What would they add to this theme that made it a little spicier? Some more drum beats in there in between, some of that boom, boom, boom. And it sounded really good, the version they would use after this one. Al, this is where you choose to sit down and rest. I could think of, I don't know, 80 better places to sit down than this. But Al chooses in between two urinals because it's certainly not dirty there. And lay his head down on the nice soft porcelain. Breathe in the fresh urinal cake air. It's relaxing. We're having a private conversation. This is an A and B conversation, so see your way out. This is an X and Z conversation, so why are you in the middle of it? Fucking Michael Cole. Oh, you didn't know, huh? Well, I guess I will call somebody. I don't know who. First person who comes up. My boss? No, I don't think so. No, forget that. Scratch it. Let's just watch wrestling instead. All right, so it's New Age Outlaws, beltless New Age Outlaws. Is this a tag team title match? I don't even know who they're facing. I like not knowing. It's the best when you don't know. Let me see if I can guess. Fuck would the champs be in 99? Oh, Owen. Owen and Jarrett. It's Owen and Jarrett, isn't it? Okay, so something tells me the Outlaws win here then, right? Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's to determine the number one contenders. Okay. Thank you, JR. So who are the champions? Who are the champions of WrestleMania 15? Why can't I think of this? Guess I'll find out. Oh, Kane and X-Pac were champs. No shit. When the hell did Kane and X-Pac? They must have won it right after WrestleMania then, right? They must have won it just in the last couple of weeks. Maybe it was the post-Mania Raw. Boy, he had a lot of gas and wind back then, didn't he? You see Road Dogg standing next to Sean at the draft the other night? Couldn't tell if Sean was small or Road Dogg was big, but they did not match. Boy, those suck it chants were still just as loud. I was giving Providence a little shit for not being too lively earlier, but they woke up for that. And here's Jarrett, and look at what is Deborah doing? I mean, Deborah, you would be just as hot if you had shorts on. So Jerry Lawler is going nuts. Here's Owen. I mean, he's still Owen here. They haven't blue blazered him up too much yet. That doesn't leave a whole lot to the imagination. I mean, Deborah, I always liked Deborah. I always thought she was a beautiful woman, but Deborah was not my type, you know. She was definitely Austin's type, though. Which makes sense. She looks a lot like Jeannie. There was a time when both of them could pass for twins. All right, Deborah McMichael. Even the security guard looked back. Yeah, I bet. It's kind of hard not. You don't wear that expecting people not to stare. Is this match for puppies? Are the puppies on the line? No, Lawler, you cannot take the puppies home with you. Did Road Dogg just say he doesn't want to see them? See those puppies. I mean, as someone who can speak on this, I went to so many shows back in these days. I can attest that's all the fans gave a fuck about. It was so crazy. Get some of the best wrestlers in the world in the ring right now, but nope. Let's get 40-something Deborah out here to flash her chesticles to us because we are so fucking depraved. And at least we got Timmy White in here. Oh, look at Billy. He's excited about this. Nope. Jeff Jarrett's not going to allow that to happen. Look at Owen giving it to. Oh. There we go. Enough of this nonsense. So this match determines the number one contenders to Kane and X-Pac's tag team championships. Okay. And this we are watching right now Owen Hart's final pay-per-view match, as he would not even get a chance to wrestle in his final pay-per-view match. I've got a what if segment in the works, and one of the episodes we will do is what if Owen never died? Chant Nugget. God, Billy was so good. He could glide over in those leapfrogs like that. Billy and Owen have got some history. I know Owen. Well, let me think. These guys have exchanged tag team championships. I know that. Owen and Yoko beat the Smoking Guns at WrestleMania 11, right up the road in Hartford. Then later that year, it was after that weird We Are Pro Wrestling, help me. It was after that Triple Crown, two dudes with attitudes thing in your house where Owen didn't show up. They lost the titles. One of Owen's kids was being born. And then I think they gave the titles back to Owen and Yoko, who then dropped them to the Smoking Guns on Raw the next night. think that's how that went down. So they have traded tag team titles before. And then, even after that, I want to say that Owen and Davey had a run in with the Guns a time or two. Might even beat them for the championships too. I don't remember, but Owen and Billy, no strangers. That's my point. I'm right again. We are Pro SC. See, I know what's up. Shake, rattle, knee drop. Let's go puppies. Big time chant going on in the crowd right now. Double drop down. Nice. See, I'm kind of not giving the history between Road Dogg and Jeff Jarrett any love either. Here I am talking about Owen and Billy. Road Dogg and Jarrett kind of know each other. You got the real Double J and the old Double J, and spend my day. But my point about that spot was the confusion spot that Road Dogg pulled on Jarrett and Owen. Jarrett and Owen should be pulling that spot on them. You know what I mean? Like to see someone like the Road Dogg, a pothead, juking and jiving goofball, using spatial and ring awareness to outsmart his opponents isn't something that he should be able to pull off on a couple of second, third generation guys. Or second generation. Did Jerry Jarrett's dad wrestle? Chris, your dad has a big smile on his face, or had? Because if you were 7 or 8 years old in the crowd, that means he was probably a horny young man back then. And seeing Deborah's top half was probably pretty exciting. Just with no context, somebody scrolling or clicking on our video right now sees Pam Anderson got her boobs removed in '99. I don't know. I don't keep track of Pamela Anderson's cosmetic surgeries. I don't have a notebook or anything, but maybe she did. Unless it happened on TV, like Victor Colon might be. Owen should have lost there, but he kicked out. Oh, your mom's name is Deborah? Oh, even better. Ooh. That's always nice. I always compare my situation to Jerry on Seinfeld. Jerry gets really excited when he finally dates a woman named Lois because he's such a big Superman mark. And the fact that I'm with an Elizabeth is pretty fitting. It was like the universe just tossing me one there. You deserve this. The only thing weird, or the only thing better, would have been maybe a Brett, who I have known two, and I know one was a coworker of mine for many years, named Brett. She spelled it with 2 T's. That was her name, Brett. That was her real name. It wasn't even short for anything. It wasn't short for Bernadette or anything like that. It was just her fucking name, Brett. So maybe some female Bretts do exist, because I've known one, and I think there's another one too. That was like a friend of my sister's or something. was probably around 2003. Short blonde hair, bartender. Worked for me for like 2 or 3 years. I wonder what she's doing. Brett, wherever you are, hope you and your family are well. Nice sleeper by Owen. You know what's funny? Look at Owen right here. I see. I've mentioned this before on doing Dynamite watch-alongs. I see shades of Owen's gear, this very gear here, in Jamie Hayter. My brain picks up on it. It's like whatever the pattern is on the side, it's always reminded me of this specific, very late in Owen's career gear that he didn't even wear for very long. Owen's face. Owen's handsome heel face. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, Mike, you had all these on VHS. I still do. Some of them I look for. I don't have this Backlash on like home video, but I have a lot of other pay per views. But I ordered every single WWE pay per view ever, so I watched every single one live and I recorded them all. So I had all of them recorded on VHS, and these days I would have the Sunday Night Heat included in there too, and then I ripped them all to DVDs and uploaded them to hard drives. I got all the footage. Offensive explosion. Oh, man. Oof. Yeah, I got a feeling that the Outlaws are going to win this because what we know Owen will be moving into. Up, Deborah. Deborah and Road. Well, Road Dogg said he didn't want to see him. What if WrestleMania did not succeed? Oh my God, that's a great. Who knows where we'd be? That one almost might be too complex because it could literally go in any direction. There's going to be a couple of topics that are going to change, a few things, and there's going to be some that are going to change a lot. Ooh. Oh, sharpshooter on Rhodey. Figure 4 on Daddy Ass. Oh, through the ropes goes Jarrett. Famouser to Owen while he was applying the sharpshooter. That's going to be it. I don't like to watch Owen get pinned. Not my favorite. All right, Outlaws are going to move on to challenge Taker and X-Pac. Or I'm sorry, Kane and X-Pac. I'll be back in 1 second. I'm going to refresh my beer. All right. Oh, I'm back. Just in time for Road Dogg's post-match promo. I didn't ask for this. Billy, I'm good. I'm not a thong guy. I mean, don't get me wrong. I look sexy as hell in a thong, but I'm not really a thong guy. I don't like the way they look, and I sure as hell don't like the way they feel. Like, if you're gonna wear something that just goes right up your ass, why wear anything at all? I'm a boxer's guy. Briefs are weird. Yeah, Doug, very weird. Michael Cole, nice Levi jeans, your belt, JCPenney belt. That annoying red shirt tucked in. It's probably all stiff. WWE logo on it. Ugh. At least he's got no frosty tips. That's true. So Shane just swore on his grandfather that he will count. He's not my dad. Trying to make Vince a babyface was just crazy. Shane, how about you just try not to tear your quad? We'll call it even. How about that? Nice sneakers. Look at this guy. What is he going to do? What is this 2.5 going to do if Undertaker in the Ministry, if Farouk and Bradshaw come in there looking for Stephanie, what is he going to do about it? Other than look stupid. So the belief here, or the storyline here, is that all of this is going to turn out to be a Vince lie. Look, it's like Stephanie was annoying, but in a different way back then. She was very innocent, very young. I wish I could tell this Vince that in 24 years, he's going to be sporting a pencil mustache, and he's going to look like the welcome mat of an IKEA during the holiday season in Missouri. I mean, 2 years later, these guys would be feuding again at WrestleMania. Only this time, Shane would be the babyface, Vince would be the heel, and they reverse again. I don't even have the capacity to tally how many times Vince and Shane have gone heel and babyface, but I'd like to know if there's a number there. Like how many times separately Vince has been a babyface and separately been a heel, and same with Shane. They're probably up there with this fella, the Big Show, who is now entering the room where they boil things. Boiler room, bro. How many have there been? There he is. And poor Big Show. He's got to be in there. He just got to the company. Something tells me this is going to suck. Can we give Mankind a break? I mean, shit. He did the Hell in the Cell last year. Then he had to do that crazy match at the Rumble with The Rock. All the other crazy bumps he took in 99. And now he's back in a boiler room. Oh, I swear to God, that tie Mankind has, I had the very exact same pattern tie when I had my job like 15 years ago when I had to wear a damn tie as a manager. I hated it. So I bought a bunch of ties, and I swear that was one of them. One of the greatest days of my life was taking about what had to have been 50 ties and just throwing them in the trash. I was like, I am done. I will never wear one of these again. Oh, that's a wooden ladder, too. I mean, those electrical panels. I mean, did they have to? I mean, they probably had to survey the building, and they had to have been like, what can we fuck up in here? Oh, just drywall across the head. Or, I mean, this can't hurt that much. All right, trash can. Oh, you never know what the hell Mankind shirts say underneath the white button down, but you can always tell there's something under there. And I love it. I can pick these things out because of my restaurant work and shit. Mankind's not even wearing a normal button down white shirt. He's wearing a tuxedo shirt. Did he always wear that, or is that just what he could find that day? Oh, that was bad. Well, at least we know those shopping carts can hold a lot of weight. You should be safe unless your kid is bigger than Mankind. You should be able to handle putting them in there. I mean, Mankind's going to take his bumps and take his licks. It's just like I don't remember anything about this match. So how memorable could have been, you know? Teddy Long standing by the door. You're allowed to move your head, Teddy. You don't have to stand there like one of those British guards. What are those things? Those guys called? That looked like legit glass. Well, Big Show's blading. A little bit obvious. Mick, this is like a busted ass wooden ladder. Oh no. So there was some glass panels laid across two tables that Foley went through. Oh my God. He had a broomstick and then he fell back into more glass. There's way too much glass here for my liking. Way too much glass. Look at that blood all over Mick. He's got cuts. Jesus Christ. I've never heard Mick talk about this match, but I'm assuming he's got cuts all over his hands. Look at his hands. Oh, God. Hand cuts aren't too bad as long as it doesn't get deep and fuck your nerves up and stuff, but they tend to bleed a lot. I hate cutting myself when I'm cooking or something like that. Ugh. Makes me so mad. Oh my God. Body slam on, I don't know what that thing is. Looked like some, oh, it was just some stairs with a tube, with a piece of plywood on it. Oh. A lot of these matches I didn't like then and I still don't because it's just, oh, it's just damage for your body for the sake of it. And I don't even think at the time that I believed that this was going to be some sort of a memorable match, you know? At least, I mean, SummerSlam 96, that Boiler Room Brawl wasn't very good either, but at least you remember it because it was the first one. It was Undertaker and Mankind in 96, which was way different. And Paul Bear returned and all of that. But the match itself wasn't really that exciting because they're in a fucking boiler room. How exciting can it be? Oh, nice. Well, they had all this stuff kind of set up and gimmicked. But all of that glass has caused a lot of damage. Look at the blood on his hands. Jesus, man. I'm sure this has got to be in one of Mick's books talking about this match. Oh, look, you can like make a Wilson from Castaway. And there he is, and Mankind wins and gets attacked right away by the Big Show and Test. That's nice. It's not like Mankind isn't injured or anything or could use a break. That's right. Treasures is back. Thank you for that, Ryan. They're looking for the Corvette and the cement truck and the truck. Wow. I do like those shows. They're kind of interesting. I mean, they're way staged, but the fact that they're looking for this truck or the Corvette tells you that they're going to find one or both of them. Oh, we finally get his music, even though he won 3 minutes ago. So Foley was able to fend off the attack, the post-match attack by Boss Man and Test. Yeah. Look at China. We always get what we want. Get it, Michael? Get it, Michael Cole? Look how hot China is. Holy shit.
X-Pac, remember this. You made your decision. You asked for this. And now you're going to get it. There is a pecking order, China. Tonight I'm going to show you what it is, X-Pac. And I've said it once. I'm going to say it
Triple
again.
H versus X-Pac.
I made your ass. And tonight, I'm going to break it.
So sad. Just 1 year ago, X-Pac was coming back. They were friends and they were the Click and DX and all of that. And man. Oh, can we not show Big Show getting a stitches on camera? I don't need to see any of this. Just dislocation. I don't want to fight the Big Show anymore. I like that we're doing kind of a walkthrough of the carnage. Foley's like, here's where he killed me over here. Here's where he bashed my face into this glass plate. This is where I lost my finger over here. Over here, I coughed up a toenail. A residue of human misery. I don't remember any of this. You should stay away from him, Mick. This post-match walkthrough is interesting. Oh, right here. This is where I won the match. That's where I buried him, over here. Lost my virginity over there behind those barrels. Police evidence. Ugh. Oh, this is a VHS exclusive. It feels like one. They just included it here on the Peacock. All right, I guess we all had to watch that together. Have a nice day. Now, Triple H turned on X-Pac at WrestleMania. First coming out to reunite with China that night, I believe, and then turning. Seeing Triple H, I mean, this is the earliest version of this Triple H that we have. I mean, he was in DX just the previous month at WrestleMania. So making that change and transition into the corporation, I mean, technically he's on the same side as The Rock right now, if that is as crazy as that sounds. So this is when you get the first look at what a heel Triple H looks like. Or a singles Triple H, I should say. Post DX Triple H. Chris, you held your ears during Pyro. That's so adorable. Is this his music? Wow. They hadn't figured him out yet. Look at how early this is. Wow. I didn't even think about that this match was happening, that this is... I mean, he hasn't even gotten his My Time theme yet. He's still wearing the long boys. China is in the forefront instead of vice versa. I do not like this Triple H theme at all. It's very generic. Does it have a name? I feel like they've used a version of this for somebody else. Looks weird seeing Triple H wrestle as the game, but with long... Wow, crazy. Yeah, I actually liked Dre. I like the tights look too. And I remember when Triple H switched to the short ones, I didn't like it. But as the years went by, it grew on me. And now I can't see him in the long ones. That's just kind of the way it goes. Shit always grows on you after a while. Hmm. Yeah, Triple H had quite the physique on him. He was starting to get in really good condition. I'm actually surprised with all the theme music dubbing they do. They didn't put Triple H's My Time here when he came out. I'm glad they kept it original. Jesus, what a bump. And help me out too. How many one-on-one Triple H and X-Pac matches did we get other than this? Because I do feel like they would come back together, right? DX would reform like maybe later in the year because they did all that Run DMZ shit until Triple H said goodbye to them permanently. But I don't know how many times we actually got this match one-on-one. Thanks, Fox Star Killer, for that $2. His song is called Corporate Player, which means you can look that up and play it voluntarily. I don't think so, Tim. But unfortunately, I'm probably going to have to hear it again here in just a few minutes. Okay, yeah, so they would reform in October of 99 and last all the way to July. Finally, Triple H was kind of on his own with Stephanie by that point. I didn't even catch that the fans were chanting Xbox sucks. Is that because they're close to Connecticut and Triple H is from Greenwich? X-Pac literally looked over to China and said, suck it. And I'm like, don't worry, she will. They would reform in that arena, no doubt. No less. That's awesome. They had a few matches in 98. His first match back in 98 was against Hutter. What, for fun? On a house show or something? How did they explain that? What a no good son of a gun. Oh, okay. Number one contender IC title matches. Okay. Well, that's cool. I don't remember that. X-Pac has been doing great, man. He's been in recovery for many years. He's sober, although I still think he has struggles. He recently lost his best friend, his pet, but has adopted another dog and stays active and seems to be in a good place. He's doing really well, all things considered. Yeah, Triple H targeting the neck of X-Pac, which is well documented that he has problems of. Smart strategy. He knows the exact vertebrae. Yeah, Josh, it feels like they are a little on the dead side. I mean, I wish we could start a clap that would get them moving again. Grab a new beer. China, my God, it has been a night of thongs on this pay-per-view. We've seen quite a few. Huh. You hear Triple H ask for the time? What's the time? This crowd needs to be louder so we don't hear that stuff. Maybe Triple H trained John Cena. Maybe that's where he got it from. Hmm. Oh, JB, have we done a No Way Out 2000 watch along? I think we might have, but I can't remember. I'd have to check. I just here, but we might not have gotten to that one yet. Done No Way Out 2001. I guess we haven't done many No Way Outs. I guess we're due. We're due one. Billy Gunn tosses salad. Oh, fans. I mean, a lot of people toss salad. Oh, I guess having the option to toss a salad is better than having no salad at all. So I don't know if that's the burn those fans think it is on the sign. Spaz, 11 more. As Triple H and X-Pac feels like they're working into the second half of the match now. And it might get less boring. Okay, hear me out. At Night of Champions, Cody, Balor, Rollins for the belt, Drew Roman for the Universal, Bronson versus Waller for the U.S., IC Gunther versus Lashley, and Rhea beats Belair to unify those titles. That's a lot of shit to do and get done in a month. Holy crap. You now got to get the U.S. title off of onto Bronson, so maybe he'll win that at Backlash. You got to get Lashley back from SmackDown back to Raw. Rhea beating Belair to unify the titles. That could actually happen. But I think it would be best to save that match for a while longer. It just feels like it's too much, but it's a Saudi show, so they could. Drew and Roman again. Man, it's good. But Drew again, then you got to get Drew back to SmackDown. But the Night of Champions, the triple threat might be cool. Throwing Balor in there since it was him and Rollins for the Universal. But I think if Rollins is going to win it, he should beat Cody one-on-one. So I half agree with it, I guess. Jim Ross can get up and ring the bell himself. So they have already, it feels like they've already dropped the Jim Ross heel turn. Like when he came back, he was being an asshole, right? He doesn't seem like he's an asshole here. So I think that's already ran its course. Yeah, that's another good members only idea. The first ever SmackDown. I'd be into that as well. That's a great one. We're going to be putting these together this month. Wow. Panthers just upset the record breaking Bruins in game 7 overtime. Wow. Yo, Chris, see you later. I apologize for living on the West Coast and doing things a little later. This has been all Helmsley with small X-Pac flurries that Helmsley has thwarted every time. So eventually we got to get to the finish here. Fans are a little quiet. He's a persistent little X-Pac. Roman facing Omos at Night of Champions could be, especially if Omos splatters Seth or something. Because, you know, that match might make a lot more sense now in hindsight, because if you're going to give Omos a big victory over a major star, give him a victory over Seth, because Seth in a minute is about to win the World Heavyweight title, which will make everybody forget about that fucking victory and even open up a rematch where Seth can beat him for the title down the road. So I think it might be, if that's the plan, have Omos beat Rollins, get a title shot against Roman at Night of Champions. I like that. Of course, fans will complain about Omos beating Seth, but they're not going to realize that it's not going to fucking matter when he wins the World Heavyweight title. And nobody even fucking remember that. So it's a good way to give Omos a victory while giving Seth a loss that ultimately is going to not matter in just a few weeks' time when he wins the World Heavyweight title. And then since Omos is a free agent, after losing to Roman, he can come back to Raw and say, hey, I beat you before, and I'm going to beat you again for that title. And then you do the rematch and Seth beats him. I'm into that. Facing AJ at Money in the Bank. AJ and Roman would be good at Money in the Bank. Didn't AJ win the title in London? Ooh, once before? And then Edge in the title versus career match at SummerSlam. I like that one too. They want to do Edge and Roman again. Spaz, 11 more from you. When Linkin Park was still around, they used to hand out a download code where you could download the audio of the concert you just attended. Do you think WWE could do that with video of house shows? Yeah. That's pretty clever idea. It's a really good idea. Seems like nowadays it would be even easier to do. Just QR code that shit right to a link with the video. But I don't know, man. Then that means you have to be, I guess more people are going to be watching it. You might be allowed a little bit less leeway. I mean, I don't know if they're still like this, but house shows back in the day when I used to go to shows were just a goof off. I think sometimes it would get a little hairy in there and the matches would look legit and you'd get some good crowd response. But for the most part, the wrestlers are in there having a good time. They're not taking any over the top bumps or Anything crazy. Oh, low blow to X-Pac. They're being careful not to get hurt. And they're a lot of times just messing around. And if you have a botch, they don't give a shit. That type of thing. Where if now everybody's going to be watching these, maybe they can't be as relaxed. I don't know. Oh. China low blowed X-Pac. Put Triple H's hand on X-Pac to pin him, but lights went out and Kane, the other half apparently of the tag team champions, is on his way. Here comes a big red machine to save X-Pac. I loved Kane and X-Pac as tag team champions. I thought they were great together. One of my favorite tag team champions of that era. I usually am not a fan of two guys just slapped together, but they worked. I liked them a lot. He's got a hold of China. Triple H and Kane. This is the choke slam right here that angered Triple H enough to where he hatched his evil plan of revealing Katie Vick's secret. Choke slam to China. Kane choke slam China. Lawler freaking out. I feel like China is very close to a wardrobe malfunction here. Oh, he's got them both. China's in one corner, Hunter's in the other. And I guess they're going to get some dueling Bronco Busters. Or no, I don't know what's that. Oh, he's just going to leave him for Kane? Or leave him for X-Pac? I was never a fan of the Bronco Buster. I always thought it was stupid. Never understood why it was supposed to hurt. I mean, I suppose it might hurt a little bit if somebody's bouncing on you, but I also feel like you could just put a fist right up in their nuts and stop them. Oh, China's going to get one. Oh. Just the way he slaps the buckle when he's bouncing up and down. So dumb. Pedigree right after eating a Bronco Buster, and that's going to be it for sure. That music. I can't get over the music. Motorhead can't get here quick enough, guys. I'm glad we didn't get Green Kane. I don't think I could have handled that. A nasty, mean streak in Triple H, but he's not cerebral yet, I don't think. I don't think Jim Ross has realized how cerebral he could be. But he will soon. I guess we'd be a couple of months away. When was that sit down? There was a sit down with Triple H and Ross. That might have been in the summer. Okay, Ken Shamrock and Undertaker. Michael Cuomo, yo! Thank you for the $5. Yo, Greg and chat. Sorry I can't join at a friend's wedding right now. You know, I kind of think your friends are assholes a little bit. Like, why would they choose to get married on the same day I'm trying to do a watch along? Quite frankly, it's rude. So I don't know why you would even want to attend a wedding like that for people that are that inconsiderate. They knew I was going to do Backlash 99. How long have I had this link up? 5-6 days? They had all week to reschedule their wedding. And what do? Nothing. Disrespectful. But Michael, I'll still allow you to be a channel member because I like you. It's not your fault that you have shitty friends. Motherfucker, man. These weddings. Ugh. Oh, August 99. Oh, yeah, probably right ahead of Triple H winning the championship. Okay, so yeah, I was right about summer, but I was thinking it wouldn't be, I thought more July. Oh, yeah, this is a good Undertaker theme. I did like this one. Okay, so what? It was fully loaded. Yeah, I thought that's what I thought. It felt like it was around the fully loaded time. Oh, I think I just learned a fact. Another great fact about shows that I've attended. So I'm assuming Fox Star Killer's response to Tatanani is when he asked, when did the My Time theme debut? Fox Star says the Sunday Night Heat pre-show for King of the Ring 99, which means I would have been there. That's cool. So I was in the building for the first time. My Time played? Learn something new every day. Never knew that. If that stat is correct, that is apparently add another cool thing to my list. Yeah, this one's slower than the original Ministry, and it's way slower than the one he used the previous year. I think if I remember the story here, Shamrock really remained loyal to Vince during the Stephanie kidnapping, and I guess Vince appreciated that, and that put him, and Vince sent him after the Undertaker. I don't remember if we got an Undertaker and Ken Shamrock match before this. How sad is it that we're in our last, what, like 6 months of Ken Shamrock? Maybe less. I think he'd be gone at the end of the summer. But when Shamrock came in 97, oh, I don't recall him working with Undertaker much. They might have been involved in the Hart Foundation storyline here or there together, but I'm not sure how many matches we've gotten. Thank you. Taker also abducted Ryan Shamrock. That's right. It scarred her so deeply, in fact, that she went to WCW and started and joined up with the Maestro and decided that she was no longer sisters with Ken Shamrock. She was just not going to be a sister anymore. I actually agree with that take. Chris Warren's band wasn't good live, but he was an amazing vocalist in the recordings. Every time the DX band played on any pay-per-view, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at WrestleMania 14. I didn't like it anytime they ever did that. I want to say maybe WrestleMania 17. No, that would have been Motorhead though. I'm trying to think if there was another time where where Warren sang and I didn't like it. Ken Shamrock and Ryan Shamrock were dating at that time? They were? I don't remember hearing that. Unless I found it. Unless I forgot it anyway. But I don't recall that fact. I do recall this match. I do recall the energy being low for this match for some reason. SummerSlam 98. That's what I'm thinking of. Box Star Killer. That's definitely it. I feel like this match should have been a bigger deal. I feel like Shamrock should have been a bigger deal. Oh, that's interesting. I guess I had forgotten that that was even a thing, the two of them. Oh. Yeah, Smitty, Shamrock was going to be gone early fall. So just a few months. I cannot believe his run was only 2.5 years. It's just crazy. Like, everybody still remembers him. Won the Intercontinental title. He didn't win anything else, did he? I don't think he won the tags. He might have. He might have won the tags with Boss Man or something, right? He got a title shot on pay-per-view against Shawn. He was a part of one of the best WrestleMania matches of all time in Austin and Brett at 13. But the fact that his run, in-ring run in the company was so short is still amazing. Nowadays, feels like 2.5 years goes by like that. The same amount of time I've been living in this house. You guys know how long I've lived here. Not very long. It's the same amount of time that Shamrock was in WWE. That blows my mind when I think about that. There's still all those holes in the ring from where that chair punctured through the mat. Yeah, Shamrock and The Rock was pretty good. And I remember Shamrock's last interaction on TV was with Jericho. That was when Mr. Hughes came in. Briefly, again. Hmm. Oh, that's nice. You always like to hear about angles like that. Doesn't surprise me that that was pitched in a WWE room back in those days. Vince always liked weirder the better for that guy. He's got the ropes. Shamrock's like, what? I'm having a good time down here. I'm just holding his ankle. Everything's fine. Oh yeah, and I forgot about Katie and Paul Burchill. I forgot about them too. So there's been several times throughout WWE's history where something like that has been discussed. And that sounds to me like somebody really wants to get it done. And that's fucking gross. It's like it felt like somebody was determined to get that storyline done. Like, it's the fuck. Yeah, Vince and Stephanie, Shane and Stephanie. I think we're up to 3 or 4 at least pitches that we know of. Knows how many more. Trying to think what WCW was doing around this same time. Had Goldberg gotten injured yet? I think he did, didn't he? I think Goldberg maybe might not have been around. Hogan might have been on the verge of going back to the red and yellow around this time. God knows what Brett was doing. Probably nothing good. Do I think Linda will ever come back on air? No, I don't. I don't think Linda will ever come back on air. Boring chance. Fans are not into this at all. How many times you guys remember? Paul Bear wearing purple. I like it. Babyface Undertaker purple. WWE didn't spend much on this pay-per-view set, did they? Oh my God, what a slingshot. Like, look at the set. It's just a little 1994 entranceway with, you don't even have a 16:9 screen over there. It's just a little square deal. Yeah, I remember. I think I ordered a WCW pay per view. There was a pay per view that I remember in '99 that I ordered with Hogan and Flair in a cage, and I felt like it was like a double turn. Like Hogan was Hollywood, but it felt like he was getting the cheers in that match, and Flair was getting booed. It might have been uncensored if it was an April pay per view, but I ordered that one, and I remember that match thinking it was pretty good. But I haven't seen it since, and I don't remember anything else other than thinking it was good. So maybe I was wrong. Uncensored 99. That was it. I feel like David Flair or Tori might have been involved in that one, unless that was a different one. Oh, Brett was a quitter again around this time. Okay, Savage coming back. DDP Nash, Sting Goldberg. Yeah, WCW was on the decline for sure, it felt like. AJ, you never got into the ministry outside of the theme song. I got into the ministry. I was actually disappointed that they never did more with it. It captured me briefly there. I really, really liked the burning teddy bear presented to Vince. I didn't care so much for right before they went to the ministry where like Undertaker was trying to embalm Austin and all that stuff. I didn't like that, but I really liked the way he was messing with Vince. And when Vince was such an evil son of a bitch all through 98, seeing somebody come at him from this direction, felt like a really good way to take down Vince because, he doesn't know how to deal with this. And he's got family that he has to protect now and puts him in a weird spot. It made The Undertaker very evil and unpredictable. And it gave a new side and twist to Taker that he needed. And I loved all of it. But it was dead the minute Vince took the thing off and said, "It was me, Austin." That was it. Oh, oh. Shamrock caught the leg, tried to get him. He's trying to get him in the ankle lock, but he is all out of whack there. Oh, was this when Flair was in the mental hospital? Did I just read that somewhere? I remember there was one Nitro where Flair was in the mental hospital and then like just Scott Hall appeared out of nowhere. Just Scott Hall was there too. Thank you so much, Angie, for the $5. Thanks for being here. Enjoy the watch along. Got to get up early. Catch you again this week if you're doing any live reactions. Doing a Raw review tomorrow night. Live reactions. Other than that, I got to check. I don't think I'll be here Wednesday, but I might be. But yeah, if I'm here if I'm here at all, it would be Wednesday. So we might see you then, Angie. Thanks for being here. We should be back next Sunday, although I got something to figure out about next Sunday too. Oh, okay. We are pro wrestling this night. The night after this was the Nitro where Sting won the world title from DDP, and then later DDP won it back in a 4-way. Oh, that sucks. I barely remember any of that stuff from WCW. I remember thinking they weren't doing very good, though, at least compared to what WWE was doing. What the fuck? This is a terrible match. Is it just me, or is this a bad match? That was a horrific botch. I can't remember. I can't believe I retained that memory for 24 years. I remembered that this match wasn't good and not liking it. Yes, Sean, I will be back reviewing Backlash this Friday, so that means we got to do predictions. That's right. I'm going to fill you guys in on the whole schedule tomorrow night during the Raw review, but I would guess we will be up here for predictions probably on Friday afternoon, but it's possible it could be Thursday. And we'll get into news and nonsense and whatever happened on Dynamite during that video. And then we'll be up here after Backlash on Saturday to review that. I'll have links to all this stuff up between now and tomorrow night. And then the plan is to be here next week for a watch along again, but I might have some pending other plans I'm not quite sure about yet. We'll be here tomorrow, and I'll fill you in on all the details. Oh, here comes Bradshaw with a bat. Choke slam reversal by Shamrock. He's got an armbar on Taker now. Paul Bearer, look how big he is. Jesus Christ. Up belly to belly. This match went on way too long, too. Ooh. Finally, Tombstone. 1, 2, 3. Shamrock is toast. All right. Undertaker finally wins an incredibly slow-paced, boring match that the crowd in Providence did not like. Man. Mike, I am about to find out yay or nay on Double or Nothing. I actually think that I might not be going to Double or Nothing just because of some other crazy things that are going on right now around me and just with work and all this stuff. I don't want to force a Vegas trip, especially when Dynamite is coming here to San Diego on that following Wednesday. And I think I might have to skip Double or Nothing, but I still might go. Just not sure yet. I've got a trip coming up later this summer back to the East Coast that I have to worry about as well. And I'm just not trying to overdo it with vacations and travel. So I had assumed all year that Double or Nothing I would go to, but I just came back from WrestleMania, and that was quite a wrestling trip. Very expensive wrestling trip, and I have to be responsible at the same time. So I don't want to overdo it. Still might go, just trying to figure out if it's feasible or not. And I'll decide that very soon because I'll have to get tickets and get my ass up there. But still haven't really decided. I guess I better get on that. Vegas is drivable. I would just drive there, but dealing with that and everything that goes with it might not be the best idea right now. So Bradshaw's come in the ring and choked out Kenny with the bat. So not only did this long, boring match end, we had to continue more stuff that the fans just aren't reacting to. That's right. Undertaker is about to leave for a while, too. He's going to get injured or whatever, and he would not come back until the American Badass. And it is now time for the main... Wow, are we at the main event already? Stone Cold and The Rock, with Shane McMahon as the referee. The final night of Rock being a heel. Here's the story. I always forgot Mankind was the ref in that thing. I wish I had memory. I have no memory of driving back from WrestleMania 15. I remember driving there. I remember getting to town. I remember we went out and found a place for food and drinks and stuff. But the night of, I remember leaving the arena. And I'm assuming we stayed the night in the hotel and drove back the next day, but down to North Carolina. I must have gotten home in time to watch Raw because I remember Austin looking at the belt and going, ah, ah. So I must have gotten home from Philly that late that afternoon or something, but I have no recollection of the drive home. That's crazy. That looks so weird with Austin's body falling. Dearly trailer park trash. Rock loved to say that. Do I think Owen would be wrestling like Jericho if he was still alive? No. I think Owen might do some appearances here and there. but I don't think he would be signed a full-time deal. Owen was all about family and being at home, and by then Owen would be way older. He'd be probably Sting's age, more like Sting's age than Jericho's age, and I just don't think that he would. I think Owen would have been long since retired, occasionally coming in for WWE spots or Hall of Fame shit or whatever. They'd interview the balls out of him for DVDs, and it would have been nice to see him do that stuff because he'd be good at it. Hopefully him and Brett would be okay because the Hart family did go through a whole lot of turmoil after he died. So hopefully everybody remained on good terms and the family didn't break apart the way it did. And so that was when The Rock, he revealed fucking shovel, man. Oh, did that? So that must have been a plastic shovel or something. I think the actual shovel part broke into a million pieces there. No holds barred now. On decision was made on Heat, and Austin was basically champion all month without a belt because Rock had the smoking skull the whole time. Oh, I forgot. This is the end of the. I was thinking where to Stephanie was on Raw. It was tonight. Yes. At least we get that. Vince is going to go check out this match. That's awesome. Because there's nothing better to save a pay-per-view that's not so great than a really, really nice, heartwarming kidnapping at the end. So I'm glad at least we get that. Oh man, Broken Skull sessions with Owen would have been something. I would like to believe that Owen and Austin would have patched it up. I believe that Owen, a Broken Skull sessions, Austin would not be shy about telling Owen that, look, man, I was upset with you. You didn't call me, man. And then Owen would be like, I know, I was just, I just felt weird and didn't know what to do. And I know now that it was wrong and I apologize. And a little handshake. And Owen probably doesn't drink too much, but maybe a little Jack Daniels toast and call it a day. It happened somewhere in the multiverse. It just didn't happen in our corner of it. Sucks. I mean, pretty decent reaction for Rock. And he's still got that belt. I mean, he basically got to work the whole month as still the champion. You missed special guest referee screw job matches. There was a lot of them. I mean, hell, there was a special guest referee all over the place here. One at WrestleMania the month before. Next year at Backlash, it would be Austin is. No, I guess Austin would just be in the corner. I don't think they had a special ref for that. But in '98, they were doing them all over the place. Vince was the special ref at Over the Edge. I think Shane would also be the ref at Over the Edge the next month, right? In Austin and Taker. Doesn't Shane count real fast or something? So, yeah, just every fucking match. Yeah, we all knew. Brett made it clear many times that Owen did feel bad about the pile driver. So I think that Austin would not have been unreasonable in that, where if a conversation was actually able to be had and Owen never passed away and Owen was able to tell him, hey, the reason is just because I felt bad and I didn't know what to do. And that's all. I think Austin would have gladly accepted that. Finally, Providence wakes up. Rhode Island must be boring because this crowd has been not much. Oh, Austin does have his belt. I didn't realize he still kept that one. He's holy shit. He chucked that belt and he's coming right after The Rock. A lot of energy here. So many matches these guys had. Oh, who's got that? Well, Shane's going to steal the belt again. What's the point of this? Yeah, Over the Edge had everybody. It had special guest ref, ring announcer, timekeeper. It was so great. Both the Stooges 8 table, choke slams. That was a fun match. We watched that one, I think. Or I reviewed it, one or the other. Yeah, I don't know if Austin's injury would have been worse if Sean would have prematurely came back. I don't know. Probably not, because I think Sean was just in a rotten place until he came back. Like when he came back in 2002, it's not like he was working on that for 3 years. It was just a matter of months from him kind of hitting rock bottom to cleaning his shit up. Luckily for Sean, he never really looked back. Owen being part of the SmackDown 6, AJ. Probably not. I feel like Owen was everything we've ever heard about him was his motivation and focus was family. And I don't know if he was going to be having that many more contracts. And the SmackDown 6 wouldn't be until 2003. That would put Owen close to 40. Oh, into the set, into that. Damn. Wow, domino set. Oh, the whole thing went down. That's okay. You don't need it. It's the main event. Where to, Stephanie? We're going to get that. I'm so excited for that. I'm so excited. Well, I don't know if Austin would have kept the proper belt because he said himself he fucking hates it. So I thought maybe he brought back the smoking skull and then Rock stole it. And then from there, it was all about retrieving the smoking skull. Because after this match, Austin would not keep the real belt. He would just have the smoking skull, right? He wasn't walking around with both of them like Roman. Ooh, Austin, ow. His wrist is hurt. I got to witness a lot of great Rock and Austin matches and interactions in person. I was on Raw for the Beeper 316, or I was at Raw. Wasn't on Raw. I was at Raw. Some wrestle a few times in house shows, all sorts of stuff. WrestleMania. Oh, and the other side goes down. There it goes. Damn. I would not get hit with one of those. There's been a lot of really dangerous type of weapons they've used all night tonight. We saw it in the hardcore match with Holly and Al Snow, Boiler Room Brawl with Mankind and Show, and this thing, they're taking down the set and everything. I think watching this, I definitely know now why I took so long to get to it. Ooh. It was an okay pay-per-view, but it certainly wasn't great. Unless this match really finishes strong. Yeah, Austin came down on it. Lawler mentioned him hitting his head. I don't see any blood, so he's probably all right, but it probably hurt like shit. Ooh. Now he's on top of it. Careful, the thing's on wheels, Austin. Okay, he just did an elbow. If he would have launched off of that crate, the wheels would have gone right out from under him, and he would have eaten shit very badly. Owen and who'd you say, Benoit? That's a good dream match. Mine is Brett, Angle, Sean Rock. Oof. How can you get disqualified in a no holds barred match? WWE will figure out a way to do it. They did it in Hell in a Cell. It's probably easier to get disqualified in a no holds barred match because the rules state no holds are barred. It doesn't say no moves barred. It says no holds barred. So smashing somebody in the face with a chair is not a hold. So you should be able to be disqualified for that because it's not a hold. If it was a hold, it wouldn't be barred. So you could do it. Where a chair to the face is not a hold, therefore subject to disqualification. There, I just explained it. Look at me. They should change no holds barred to no holds barred matches to do whatever the fuck you want matches. Just call them that. So DW is whatever, one word or two. DWTFYW. Match. Rolls right off the tongue. Oh, that Kane and Mankind match in 98? Was it DQ? I think I've even reviewed that show or something. Or watched it. We've done something about it. Avalanche down 1-0. I didn't even know the Kraken existed until recently. I'm like, who is this? Who are they? Oh, this might be when Rock gets on the camera, right? Austin with an apron clothesline to Rock. Shane's been a no factor so far, but that's going to change. Anything goes match. There you go. serves the same purpose as a do whatever the fuck you want match. First person to die loses also works. Oh. Rock bottom through that table. So the other table remains intact. So this must be right after this. Rock's probably going to grab the camera. And it's so funny too. What I do remember about this spot is they do have like a cheaper camera or something, right? Because when he grabs the cameraman and you see Austin giving the camera the finger, the quality of the video is way lower than this. So it wasn't a production camera. It was a worked camera. Oh, that was a Spanish headset he picked up. Why could we hear it then? Explain that one, WWE gods, production gods. Oh, Shane tossed the chair to the Rock, but Austin stopped it. Rattlesnake fights back, reversal over the barricade. Jesus. Shout out to Jim Dotson. Oh, there's the gold stuff. Seeing all that gold shit on the floor makes me think it's 1996. This is the ringmaster out there against Rocky Maivia. Okay, thank you, Julia. At least they're the latest expansion team and they debuted this year. I was worried that they've been here for 5 years and I haven't noticed. So I was a little bit freaked out, but I can't believe we're living in an era where expansion teams make the playoffs. What the fuck is going on? It was not like that back in the day. That would have been great if they reversed it and had Austin holding the camera and getting hit with the rock bottom and seeing the ceiling. That would be great. But this is definitely a gimmicked camera. Or they at least used a cheaper one so they didn't damage a God knows how expensive piece of equipment. Shout out to Mark Eaton, timekeeper. Always love him. He's got his hammer ready. Look at him. He's ready to ring the bell right now. Oh, man. See, look. So if this is a real camera, why would it look like this? Why would it look like it's a Sega CD? See, now it's all good. Now it's bad quality, good quality, bad quality. Couldn't brighten this up? Okay. This is going to be great. The double bird. There it is. Oh, shit. Oh, that was so good. Just the crunch of the table. The carnage is ungodly. Who said that? Good point. I lost it. Oh, Dre. The Rock touches a microphone, you turn it on. True dat. I was thinking, I'm like, it's funny how The Rock's mic starts working when he picks up the Spanish headset. But that's because they know he's going to say something awesome, so let the fans hear it. Well, hopefully Jerry Lawler's shit is broke. Oh, good. Oh, Lawler, we can kind of hear him. Am I on? Feel like it's working. Oh, and there, shot. Shane goes down. Now, Shane is not an ordinary referee, so he should not be down for a year and a half. There, he's up. He's up pretty quick. Rock bottom to Austin, excuse me. The boy wonder. Shane's got the big eagle or the big blue or whatever the hell you call that belt. You know, measure Austin, take him out. He's going to hit the Rock. They're telegraphing the hell out of this. I mean, how obvious can they make this that Shane's going to hit the Rock? Yeah, boom. Oh, you motherfucker. Right there. Oh, Shane, or I think Vince must be coming. What is Vince? Does Vince punch him? Oh, and he's got the belt. And he's got Earl. It's so funny how these two backlashes mirrored each other. Next year, it would be Linda walking down to the ring with Earl, right? Same thing. And I think next year, instead of Vince hitting Shane, Linda pushes Stephanie, right? Rock hit Austin with the belt. Referee counting. And Vince has that belt, so Austin's going to make his comeback and win. And I think Vince tosses the belt in the ring to him, right? And there's the stunner. And there it is. This was the beginning of Vince kind of turning the corner a little bit. And he's seeing Vince do what he's about to do here, knowing the history between these two guys, I remember thinking is pretty crazy. After the year these two men just had, Vince doing what he's about to do right here, tossing that belt in the ring, to me as a fan was a pretty big deal. I'm like, wow, Vince is a babyface, or he's on the verge of it, or he's at least not going to be up Austin's ass for a while. He's got bigger problems. And he just tossed it right in the ring. Now Austin's got them both. Oh, hell yeah. Well, we're not done yet because we have to watch little Stephanie get taken for a ride. Yeah, MJ, I always loved that Ross called Shane the Boy Wonder. Who was the Boy Wonder? What Batman or Robin? Was Robin the Boy Wonder? Who's the Boy Wonder? Oh, look at there. Thanks, guys. Thanks for all your great help. You've made me feel very safe. I feel safe in this limo. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's the ministry. Go. Go now. Wait for my dad. Driver. Driver, wait. Where to, Stephanie? She screams. Where to, Stephanie? She's like, can we hit up Arby's first before you take me and do God knows what? I want a Big Montana from Arby's. There's Vince. He's in for a rude awakening. Robin's the Boy Wonder. Hey, I was right. Well, now Shane's the Boy Wonder. Screw Steph. Beer bash it is. Now, I think it would be the next night on Raw where Vince would actually ask Austin for help, right? Is the next night on Raw the marriage thing where they've got Stephanie tied to the thing and the whole thing? I think that's the next night. I think. Unless they've already done that. No? I don't know. Pretty sure, though, it's the next night on Monday Night Raw. Well, that was fun. We finally knocked out Backlash 99. Glad we got that pay-per-view done ahead of this week's Backlash 2023. So we are just going to take a quick little 24-hour break, and we will be back tomorrow night right around this time for our Monday Night Raw review, where we will talk about night 2 of the WWE draft and dissect all of that and get an idea of where everybody's going to be. And then once we know, it might be a bit easier to predict Backlash, get an idea what they're going to do at Night of Champions, etc. So we'll be up here tomorrow night after Raw for sure to talk about that. And then we'll be back up later in the week to predict Backlash before our Backlash review next Saturday. And then the plan is to be up here 1 week from tonight for another watch along, but it is possibly in jeopardy because I have to figure out some family plans that I'm not quite sure the details on yet. That shouldn't get in the way, but it might. So I will let you guys know. Thanks again for being here. As always, these watch-alongs are a blast. Can't wait to do the next one. I know for sure this month we're going to do Judgment Day 2003. I was at that show in Charlotte, so I definitely want to get that one done in May. Other than that, I'm open to suggestions. We have a lot of weeks to do some good ones here, and we got good members-only ones scheduled this month as well. So thanks again for being here. Appreciate it, guys, as always, and I will catch you tomorrow night after Monday Night Raw. Peace.